Hi everyone! Welcome back to our channel, Travel of Two Halves. Mahal nga ba ang cost of living sa New Zealand? How expensive is it to live in New Zealand? In today's video, we are going to discuss the cost of living here in New Zealand. We will divide the topic into different categories. We're going to discuss the food or groceries, the housing, transport, utility, and others. At the end of this video, we are going to share with you our personal basic cost of living, and we will include some tips on how to reduce your expenses. Just a disclaimer, this is based on our opinions and experiences. Also, prices can fluctuate anytime. By the way, my name is Stella, and I'm a Filipina living here in New Zealand with my other half, my husband Ian. Without further ado, let's get started. Transport. You can travel by car, by train, by bus, by taxi, or by Uber. Car ownership here in New Zealand is practical and important. There are places not accessible by bus or train, kaya kailangan niyo po ng sariling sasakyan. It's also for convenience. May mga lugar po o location na wala po sa bus route. Also, if you have a family with kids, you need a vehicle to transport them to and from the school, and also if they are involved in playing sports, kailangan niyo po ng sasakyan. Another thing is, if you're planning to go out of town to visit a friend or relative, or just simply to do some sightseeing, mas convenient po kung mayroon kayong sasakyan. If you own a car, you need money for petrol, car insurance, maintenance, registration. The prices of car differs here in New Zealand, and I think it applies to anywhere in the world. Newer model cars are more expensive than older cars, and also bigger cars, they tend to require more petrol, which means it's more cost for you. Food and groceries. May tatlo pong malaking supermarket dito sa New Zealand. These are the three main supermarkets: Countdown, Pack and Save, and New World. Mayroon din pong mga convenience store, which is New Zealand's equivalent to 7-Eleven. Ang pangalan po ng shop is Foursquare. And also, let us not forget the corner store, which is what they call here in New Zealand dairy. If you want to learn more about it, we've created a video, and I will put the link down below. Another thing is, yung mga malalaking city po, meron pong mga Asian supermarket, and also shops that specializes in European products and goods. Here are some foods and their prices. Just a reminder, prices can fluctuate depending on the season. Housing. Whether you are buying or renting, the price will depend on the location where you want to live. Rental properties in bigger cities, especially Oakland, will cost more. If you're looking for rental property, this is one of the websites that is often used. I will include the link below. Let's talk about renting. People coming into New Zealand, majority will start renting. So there are different types of rental properties. There's townhouse, a studio unit, a single room, 2, 3, or 4 bedroom house. Flatting will be a cheaper option for people who are single or couple. Most of the time the house is fully furnished, and in your rent, the rent that you're paying, that will include some utilities. With rental properties, I mentioned before, the prices will depend on the location. If you chose one property that is closer to the city, then it will cost you more. Outside Wellington, it's probably a bit cheaper, but the travel time to the city will take longer, and also you will end up paying for more petrol. To give you an idea, let's take a look at some of the rental properties available here in New Zealand. Utilities. Utilities are paid monthly, and this is your power or your electricity, water, internet, and your mobile communication. Electricity, the cost can differ. For example, wintertime, you tend to pay more for power compared to summertime. Water is free here in Wellington. You can drink it straight from the tap. In some other areas, for example Tauranga, I believe that water, you have to pay for it monthly. Internet connection and mobile communication and electricity, there are different providers, so I will include the link on where to find them. Our last category is other. Dito po kasama ang leisure and entertainment. It's like going to the movies, the museum, takeaways, dining out. And also important under other is insurances. For example, if you have a vehicle, then you need to pay your car insurance. If you own a house, you need to pay house and contents insurance. If you are renting, again, we recommend you pay for your contents insurance. Also, for those families with children, school fees, uniform, daycare. There's also sports fees. Then, not to mention clothing and footwear, hairdresser, and a lot of other things. As mentioned before, here is an example of our monthly basic cost of living for 2 people. This will give you an idea on how much you need to earn in order to pay your monthly cost of living. If you are still watching, then please stay tuned. Here are the tips on how to cut down on your expenses. I think number 1, this is the most important in every household. You need to make a grocery list. And when you're shopping, you stick to the list. Avoid impulse buying. Kung hindi po kailangan, huwag niyo pong bilhin. Vegetables are cheaper to buy in farmers market. You just need to do your research and find out which day or which weekend the farmers market is going to be on. Try not to buy your essentials such as milk, bread, sa dairy or convenience store. Kasi po, mas mataas ang presyo nila. That is why rule number 1 is important. Make a grocery list and stick to your list. And another food tip is, if you work, bring your own lunch. It's much cheaper. Tip number 2 regarding transport or transportation. Carpooling or car sharing is cheaper and environmentally free than driving alone to and from work. Another tip is, if you're buying a car, keep away from those four-wheel drives or SUV as much as possible because they use a lot of petrol. Housing. Here's our tip. Look for a warmer house. Find a house that has the proper heating, for example, heat pump, and if possible, double glazing windows. Malamig po dito sa New Zealand pag winter, kahit na may mga area na hindi po nag-i-snow, malamig po. So, ang power bill is higher during winter months. Kaya nakakatulong po kung ang inyong pong tirahan ay may proper heating. Here is our tip for leisure and entertainment. If you have kids, take the kids to the playground. It is free. There are a lot of things that you can see and do here in New Zealand for free. Some museums are free, for example, the Papa Museum. Also, bring your own snacks and drinks if you are going out. And regarding clothing and footwear, it is best to buy them during the end of season. They have a sale and it's cheaper. Why is it expensive to live in New Zealand? Well, New Zealand is an isolated country. The closest neighbor is Australia. So most of the goods are imported. High import taxes drive up the prices. However, in my opinion, the benefits of living in New Zealand outweigh the high cost of living. It is a safe country to live. The air is clean, the food tastes better. To learn more about this, we created a video entitled Things I Love About New Zealand. I'll include the link below. Please watch it. We hope that you find this video helpful. Please let us know if you have any question in the comment section below or share us your feedback. If you are new to this channel, please watch our other video and you might consider subscribing. See you guys in our next video. Thank you for watching. Salamat po.